Greetings, YouTube. Happy New Year's to all. Daddy Staten here on the Daily Damn Blog. I bet you wondering why you staring at old King Kong right there, buddy. Well, all that will be apparent here shortly. Usually, if I put out a video on Sunday, it's me out in the field hunting an elusive cryptid, hunting a Bigumfoot or some other strange monster. You know, I love the Project Cryptid stuff. But here today on the Daily Damn Blog, we're going to talk about a few other things. Hey, check that out. E. McGill sent me Kolchak the Night Stalker complete series, all 20 episodes. Now that's really cool. But today I'm going to unveil a real cryptid that makes me say, I want a rat. That's right. Check this out. Daily Dan has acquired the true cryptid of cool magazines. I've got a Starlog #1 with the Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock cover. Now this really excites me. Sometime in 1976, I got my first copy of Starlog magazine #1. And I was a young, stupid kid. I tore this wonderful cover off and tacked it to the wall. I tore the Star Trek complete episode guide out and would mark every time I saw a Star Trek episode. I still have that episode guide somewhere, but the magazine trashed, destroyed, and lost forever. I never even seen another copy. Till last week. Last week, me and the brother-in-law of the captain were out and about doing a little Christmas shopping, doing a little comic shop investigating, and I found this wonderful #1 Starlog. And of course, I had to have it. And if you're wondering why you see all this King Kong stuff floating around, well, I think you're going to find out here in a few minutes. Because inside the cover of this really cool Starlog comic book from 1976 is the most awesome piece of King Kong art that ever existed. Do you not agree? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I think this first issue of Starlog will have a little something for everybody in it. Because it's got some King Kong stuff. It's got some Star Trek stuff. You can't go wrong with Star Trek and King Kong. Really cool. We got log entries where we can learn all about upcoming stuff in Starlog magazine. And I guess these log entries roll on for a while, brother. You know, they had an expo in '76 in New York. And then we can find out just how good a year 1976 was as the Bionic Woman launched a really cool parallel series to the $6 Million Man. You know, I was a big Bionic Woman fan, and I love the fact they got some really cool pictures in this magazine. Lots of real cool pictures. You know, I bet my girl Sarah would love this magazine as it features a big, long, detailed article on Space 1999, and I know her and Chance Bartel are big Space 1999 fans. Hey, too bad all the pictures in here seem to be in black and white though, right? I don't know, but sometime in the future, after Starlog had put out quite a few magazines, they went color and glossy pages. I'm kind of glad they don't got the color and glossy pages in this one, because when I do comic book reviews, as I so often do, hey, can you guess what comic book reviews I'll be doing really soon? Can you? Anyway, Battle of the Titans, we're going to take a look at some really cool articles on the incredible King Kong. I'll dedicate the next few pages of my little video to my friend Tug, the unapologetic geek. You know, the guy who sent me that. And hey, he'll love this really detailed article on King Kong. Maybe if I do it like this a little bit, if you want to, Tug, you can actually pause it, read it. I do that for my friend Michael Marone quite a lot on certain things. He likes to pause and read every word in the comic book reviews that I do. Yeah, this is a true piece of gold for King Kong lovers and magazine collectors everywhere. You know, I don't really collect too many magazines, but I'm a big fan of Starlog magazine. Hey, did you know I have a channel called Starlog? Yeah, you can check out all kinds of cool Starlog stuff. Hey, you'll probably see something to do with this magazine on there. And then we get a really cool article on Squirm. Squirm, the movie that made you squirm. I remember that. And now the coolness continues as we get Star Trek. Past, present, and future. With lots of really cool old classic photos from back in the day. And hey, I think they actually got a color section on Star Trek. Well, if my memory serves me correct. By the way, as I flip through the pages of Starlog magazine, looking at these wonderful pictures with you guys, that's Gene Roddenberry. Take note that this is the first time I've opened it. I haven't looked through it yet neither, and I'm experiencing these wonderful memories for the first time myself. And then the story of Star Trek rolled on. That was one of my favorite episodes. And then you get to talk about the animated series a little bit, and then we go color. That's right. Star Trek in color. Ah! It says Star Trek in color, and the first thing you see is a black and white photo. But the rest of it's in color, and I guess that's good enough as we see scenes from all my favorite Star Trek episodes. And as we check out these really cool color photos, all shiny and glossy, most of them in color, except you see they're still running the black and white trim at the bottom, though. That's kind of irritating. But be sure to list out in the comments below your favorite Star Trek episodes from me. I was always a big Harry Mudd fan myself. I think the episodes featuring Harry Mudd and lots of Mudd's women would be among my favorite episodes. Whoa, now that's just nothing but cool as we talk about the animated series, special stars and guest stars on Star Trek. We get the USS Enterprise ship schematics. I remember seeing this back in the day. I actually had this little thing cut out and stuck on the wall, too. Oh, the memories. I was such an idiot as a child. Yep, I kind of feel like it makes my life a little bit more complete having my Starlog #1 from my childhood in my possession once more. I think it's already become one of my prized possessions. I put it right up there with my Star Trek #1 comic book. Very few things have deep, dark, sentimental reasons for love from me. You know, like this magazine, I loved it as a child, and to have #1 back means a lot. Just like having this really cool Night Stalker DVD with all these cool Night Stalker episodes really means a lot. Well, since they called it Starlog magazine and they named it after something on Star Trek, it's no wonder that they roll for page after page of Star Trek pictures in their first Starlog magazine. You know, the one with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock on the cover. Lord, I'm in Star Trek heaven. Wow. I love these color photos. And I love physical stuff that I can hold. It's a lot better than just a video, even though I appreciate anybody that actually takes time to watch this video. Hey, you get some stuff about Isaac Asimov. And old Isaac lasted about a page before we get Shakespeare in the Stars. That's right. We get an in-detailed interview, an in-detailed article on the greatest actor of our time, William Shatner. And we delve deep into the shot. And of course, Mr. Spock will get his equal time as we learn about the man behind the ears, Leonard Nimoy. I bet he really hated that title of that article. My God, can you believe it? Leonard Nimoy actually says that Mr. Spock is the character that defined him. God bless you, Leonard Nimoy. Rest in peace, brother. And now at the end, we get the complete Star Trek episode guide with all kinds of really awesome pictures, I'll have to say. And I remember this so well. I tore this out and I'd put a little ink mark beside every episode when I watched it. The pages were full of little ink marks where I'd watched these Star Trek episodes over and over and over. If I had continued to put the ink marks in, you wouldn't even have been able to see the pages. You know, somewhere I still have that episode guide in a box. I'll look for it and maybe make a video about it, comparing it to this beautiful Christine one I now have. Oh, I swear to God, looking back through this book has took me down memory lane. It's brought King Kong back into my life this week. Stay tuned for King Kong videos coming up. on the Daily Dan blog. Pung far, I say to you, pung far. That's right, I love Star Trek. I love everything Star Trek. Yeah, this is just the greatest little experience I've had in quite a while is to look through this book. I love owning a little piece of physical media, and the really cool part is all the stills, the pictures. You can look back and show people stuff when you tell them about certain episodes. You can read all about each episode, who starred in it, first air dates. That's real cool stuff for Star Trek fans. And as we finish up with some cool last minute photos, I want to thank everybody for joining me, and be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Yeah, we got some BBB brain bender banner stuff for you right here in the back of the book. I bet she'd love some of these word builders. Maybe I'll take a picture of it and send it over to BBB. And the only thing wrong with this book is somebody ordered something out of the back and kind of messed up the bionic woman back cover. I don't really care about the back cover, but I'm glad to have the front cover back. I'm going to hang it in a bag. I'm going to hang it on the wall. After I make a couple of videos about it, I'll probably never open it again. It's so wonderful. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And I'll be back for another video, hopefully involving a cryptid or something next time. Blog over, dudes.